Remember the shops that used to line our streets, the ones we spent hours exploring as kids and teens? From toy stores to fashion boutiques, music shops to discount retailers, so many iconic Aussie stores have vanished forever, but their memories still live on. In this video, we're taking a trip down memory lane to relive 10 of the most unforgettable stores that shaped our childhoods and weekends. Get ready to feel nostalgic, because these are the Aussie stores we'll never forget. Bardot. Do you remember Bardot? That bold yellow and red logo is burned into the memory of so many Aussie shoppers. For decades, Bardot was the no-frills supermarket that felt familiar, reliable, and part of the weekly routine. Families picked up their groceries there knowing it was affordable and straight to the point. The aisles weren't glamorous, but they got the job done. Starting in 2006 though, things began to change. One by one, Bardot stores were rebranded as Coles. At first it felt strange, even unwelcome. Locals still called it Bardot long after the signs had changed. By 2017, the very last Bardot in Queensland closed its doors. And just like that, another everyday piece of Aussie life disappeared, leaving only memories of trolleys, checkout queues, and that unforgettable yellow and red branding. Sanity. Picture this. It's a Saturday afternoon in the early 2000s, and the hottest new album has just dropped. Where do you go? Straight to Sanity. For years, it was the beating heart of music retail in Australia. Shelves stacked high with CDs, posters of the latest pop stars, and those iconic listening stations where you'd sample tracks before buying. It wasn't just shopping, it was a ritual, a chance to discover something new or to grab that one album everyone was talking about. Teenagers hung out there, swapping recommendations and saving up for the next big release. But the digital age had other plans. Streaming swept in, sales plummeted, and by March 2023, the very last Sanity store closed its doors, bringing down the curtain on an era where music truly lived on the high street. Video AZ. Friday nights used to mean one thing, heading down to Video AZ. Long before smart TVs and streaming libraries, choosing a movie was an event in itself. Families piled into the car, browsed through walls of DVDs and VHS tapes, and argued over whether to get just one overnight rental or a stack of weeklies. And of course, you never left without grabbing some lollies or popcorn from the counter. At its peak, Video Easy had more than 500 stores across Australia, glowing with that familiar orange and purple branding. But as streaming took over in the late 2000s and 2010s, the visits grew fewer and fewer. By 2021, the last store had shut its doors. For countless Aussies, the end of Video Easy wasn't just about losing a rental shop, it was losing a Friday night ritual. Franklin's. Some brands didn't need flashy colours or slick marketing. Just black and white was enough. Franklin's was that store. For generations of Aussies, the bold, simple shopfront meant one thing: cheap groceries without the fuss. First opening in Sydney back in 1941, Franklin's quickly became the no-frills supermarket that everyone knew. The aisles were plain, the branding straightforward, but families trusted it because it kept costs low and the weekly shop simple. It was never about glamour, it was about getting the essentials and getting out. Over the decades, Franklin's became part of the everyday routine, etched into the memory of millions. But as supermarket competition grew tougher, Franklin's slowly faded from the high street. By 2015, the last stores had closed, ending nearly 80 years of a brand that defined affordability in Australia. Bardot. If you grew up in the late 90s or 2000s, chances are you owned at least one Bardot piece. This was the store where Aussie teens and young women flocked for that classic combo: jeans and a nice top. for Saturday night outings. Walking into Bardot felt exciting. Racks of trendy clothes, bold window displays, and that sense you'd find something perfect for the weekend. It wasn't high fashion, but it was stylish, accessible, and absolutely part of the going out ritual. For many, Bardot defined a whole era of youthful confidence and fun. But fashion retail is unforgiving. In November 2020, the company entered voluntary administration, and by 2021 dozens of stores were gone. While the brand survives online, those physical Bardot shops, once buzzing with Saturday night energy, are now just a memory hanging in the closet. Civic video. Long before streaming queues and watch lists, Friday nights often meant a trip to Civic Video. The shelves were stacked with DVDs and VHS tapes. The smell of popcorn wafted near the counter, and the excitement of choosing just the right movie made the visit special. Families and friends wandered the aisles debating genres, while kids begged for snacks or a game rental. But Civic Video came with one universal fear: forgetting to return your DVDs on time and facing that dreaded late fee. For years, it was part of the weekend routine across Australia, with its blue and yellow branding lighting up suburban streets. Yet as streaming took over, visits dwindled. By February 2023, the final Civic Video store closed its doors, leaving behind fond memories of a ritual that brought people together around the TV. The Reject Shop. For decades, if you needed a bargain, you knew exactly where to go: the Reject Shop. Its red and yellow branding was instantly recognisable, and inside you'd find shelves packed with everything from cleaning products and kitchenware to snacks and quirky little gifts. It wasn't fancy, but that was the charm. Affordable essentials mixed with unexpected treasures. For many Aussies, a trip to the Reject Shop was part of everyday life, whether for a quick top-up shop or just to browse for a cheap laugh. But times are changing. After being acquired by a Canadian company, the Reject Shop is now set to be rebranded as Dollarama. Some stores have already made the switch, and in the coming years that familiar branding will disappear. Another iconic name from Aussie shopping centres, slowly fading into memory. Jeanswest. For decades, Jeanswest was the go-to for casual Aussie denim. Teens and young adults flocked there for that perfect pair of jeans or a simple weekend outfit. The stores were everywhere, familiar in every shopping centre, offering reliable, affordable fashion. But the retail world has changed, and even Jeanswest couldn't escape the storm. Rising living costs, tough market conditions, and declining foot traffic forced the brand into voluntary administration in January 2020. Hong Kong company Harbour Guidance acquired it, but by March, dozens of stores were set to close. Administrators noted that sustaining brick-and-mortar locations was no longer viable. While some stock will be cleared online, the familiar in-person shopping experience, browsing racks for the perfect denim fit, is gone. Jeanswest remains a memory for countless Aussies who grew up in its jeans. Toys R Us. Remember the excitement of stepping into a Toys R Us store as a kid? The bright aisles, towering shelves of toys, and the sense that anything you imagine could be in your hands by the end of the day. For decades, it was the ultimate destination for birthdays, Christmas, or just a treat after school. But even a beloved brand can't escape modern retail challenges. In May 2018, Toys R Us and Babies R Us entered voluntary administration, and administrators were unable to find a buyer for the 44 Australian stores. By the end of the year, stock was sold off and the stores closed, resulting in around 700 lost jobs. Today, the brand survives online, but those in-store adventures, the thrill of wandering the aisles and discovering new toys, are memories for a generation of Aussies. Esprit. Think back to the late 80s and 90s and Esprit was everywhere. For young Aussie women and teens, it was the go-to place for stylish, casual fashion that didn't break the bank. Bright stores, bold prints, and that unmistakable Esprit branding made shopping feel like a mini adventure. Whether it was picking out a top for school, a weekend outfit, or a gift for a friend, Esprit had something for everyone. But as the retail landscape shifted, even this beloved brand faced tough decisions. In 2018, all 67 stores across Australia and New Zealand closed as the company chose to focus on more profitable regions. Today, Esprit lives on online, but the experience of browsing its vibrant racks in-store is a cherished memory for many Aussies. And there you have it, 10 iconic Aussie stores that vanished from our streets, but not from our memories. Each one shaped the way we shopped, hung out, and spent our weekends, leaving a mark on our childhoods and teen years. While these stores may be gone, remembering them keeps their spirit alive. Which of these do you remember most? Share your memories in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more trips down memory lane.